Hey Aquarius, welcome to this soulful tarot session. Thank you so much for joining me today. Aquarius, note that there are no dates on the readings at this time. I trust that the readings will find you whenever you need them the most. So trust that. And make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Of course, it really makes a difference. And that's it. I felt called to pick an oracle card first, so we're going to do that. We're going to pick one oracle card and one tarot card as the general energy. Aquarius, what is present? Okay, this one. And let me pick a tarot card. What tarot card is connected to this oracle card? It felt important that I pick one about first. Why? Queen of Swords, okay. And new moon, create space for what is meant to find you. Open, greet, and enjoy. Interesting. So with the Queen of Swords is the survivor. You know, she's been through so much, and she's inviting us, to nurture our mind. Because the queens in the tarot are about nurturing their element. Here, swords. So we're talking about your element, air. It means nervous system, mind, ideas, communication. I feel like there is something here that you might want to say, but Spirit is saying take a little bit of time. Process your feelings before addressing the situation. It's obviously connected to a new beginning. What my heart is saying right now is that it's another person's new beginning. You are invited to open, to greet, to enjoy in your own way this other person's new beginning. And I know it sounds very specific, but this is what's coming through. You've been through so much. And that could be just another thing that you feel you have to deal with, but actually it's a gift. It just that right now it might be hard to understand. So again, I really felt this clear message of Spirit saying, take a little bit of time before sending a message, before either congratulating someone or asking questions about something. Give yourself the time to process this energy. It's very emotional, it seems like. The energy of new life, the energy of, again, new moon, a new cycle. Okay, interesting. Let's dive deeper. Okay, no. So clear today. So clear, the messages I'm getting. It's like, no, don't use this tarot deck. No, don't do this. Do this a specific way. I think that we're invited as a collective to do things differently and to most of all listen to ourselves, because we are our own wise teacher. And I'm very passionate about this. Like, in the times that we live in, it's so easy to just be influenced by everything we hear and see all over the internet, you know, the podcast and the videos and the tarot readings and all that. And I think it's beautiful. I think it has a purpose. But if we don't give ourselves the time to digest, to nurture a little bit of what we learn, what is it for? I feel like sometimes people create their whole personality around things that they hear, you know, here and there. So it's like there's something here that wants to be nurtured. It needs to be processed before taking action, before moving. Okay. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, the Knights are about movement, but here this is like the smooth operator of the tarot. It moves very slowly, very carefully. So again, there's something that you need to say, Aquarius. And my feeling about this is that it can come through writing, through a letter, through a long email or a long DM. I don't know, but it's about words that aren't being spoken. It's about writing something. Do you feel like you have a letter to write? And sometimes our ego or nervous system can be like, well, what's the point? This person doesn't care. They don't understand. Why would I waste my time writing a letter to someone? It's for you. It's not about them, Aquarius. It's not about them. It's so easy to say, well, that person isn't available to receive that. Okay, so why would you keep yourself from expressing something, from releasing something? I've said that many, many times on the channel, but one of my favorite magical practice, spiritual practice, is writing and burning. I've done that so many times, writing a letter to someone and then burning it, or keeping it for myself. And a few months later, reading it again and noticing how my perspective has shifted. There's something here about that. Okay, yeah, the Death card is here. So a massive transformation. The Death card is not an ending. It's not connected to a death, in my opinion. It is a rebirth. The best way I can express what the Death card is, metaphorically, is a compost pile. So something feels dead. It feels like it's over. It's like, again, it's on the compost pile, and it is transforming. It is creating new life. Again, new life, new moon, new energies, new cycles. I don't know what it is for you personally, because it's going to be different for every Aquarius, of course, for anyone watching this reading. But you felt like it was over, like it was dead and done. It's not. It was actually transforming. And when you are able to take a step back, to nurture your mind, to process something, to digest it before taking action, it has the potential to shift and grow. So that's the thing here. And that came up in the Leo reading, but I think it's very important for you. There's a huge gap between your perspective of something and the reality. Because the reality is that it changes daily. It transforms constantly. So the way you see someone, the way you see a situation, it's not even that way anymore. So give yourself the time to rediscover this thing, to work with the compost energy. Even if it stinks, even if it's scary, even if you truly believe that it is over, that it is dead and done, it's not. It still exists. And we have the Queen of Wands. So obviously the queens are very important for you right now. We have 2 queens and we're just starting this reading. Again, queens are nurturing. We take care of the garden. The pages in the tarot are the seed. We plant the seed. In the knights, there's the first sprout of the seed. The kings are the full ground tree. So the queens are about nurturing here. Fire here. So how are you expressing yourself in moments where certain people aren't available to receive what you have to say? Certain people don't understand where you come from. They don't get you. I definitely feel like there's a disconnect here between you and someone that you actually care about. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like they make it very hard for you to care about them, to not give up. So for some of you, you could be a parent. It could be someone that you felt like you were like a parent to them. There's an energy of, I need to take care of this person. Maybe there is a little bit of shame. Do you feel like you failed at taking care of them, or they failed you? There's a little bit of conflict here in a relationship. It's tricky because you both care about each other, but communication is very tricky here. Very tricky. So with the Queen of Wands, how are you expressing yourself? It's important. And when I'm talking about self-expression, I'm talking about many things. How do you take care of yourself? How are you dressing up, showing up? The music you're listening to, the hobbies that you do, how are you processing your energy? How are you nurturing this fire? Passion, love. When our minds are busy and loud, and when the world is so challenging, sometimes we forget that we have to nurture our fire still. Even if we don't have the energy, there are certain things that you can do to make sure that you're still focusing on your own magic, on your own light, on your energy levels. And what I'm getting here is that there's something that is clearly, non-essential. It's like not a basic need. It's something that you love to do. It could be something creative. And I think that for a while you kind of pushed it away. Like, it's not important. I don't have the time. No one cares. It's a stupid thing. It's not stupid. It's actually an amazing way for you to process, to channel anger and frustration and grief and all of those uncomfortable feelings. For a lot of you, I think it's either a spiritual, magical practice or, again, a creative thing. 8 of Cups, Ace of Swords. Okay. Let me see what card was. Okay, the Moon. Yeah. I'm having a literal flash right now of someone looking through old pictures. And there's so much, there's a lot of feelings coming up. I'm feeling grief. I feel like there's sadness, there's nostalgia, all of that mixed together. Someone is looking through old pictures. And maybe you're seeing pictures of yourself from like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe a few years ago, and you cannot believe how much you changed. And you have a lot of compassion for this younger version of you, and there's something very beautiful here. It's helping you have more compassion for this person, this very tricky situation. Someone has been looking through old pictures. It's like very powerful, the message I'm getting here about that. Again, that's just an example of something that feels very random. It's like non-essential. Okay, I'm just looking at old pictures, but it brings up some type of revelation for you. It connects you to your intuition, to your guides, to maybe someone that passed away that you miss very much. There's a lot of grief here. There's a lot of grief. And that's not the problem. It's not a problem per se. I think that the issue here is that there's so much shame. Why am I still grieving this person? Why am I still affected by this? Your words say one thing. Your words are saying, I moved on. I don't care. I just want to let go. I want this new beginning. I just want to clear this out of my energy. But your heart, your soul is holding on to this so strongly. The Ace of Swords is here. So we have a new beginning. We have a new perspective here. The Ace of Swords is the entry point of a new idea. So you could be, again, getting some type of revelation, looking through old pictures, looking through old objects, maybe cleaning your house, decluttering your house. And there's a revelation, there's a little moment in time, like a synchronicity or a magical moment, something that you weren't supposed to see or you weren't supposed to do that day. And it opens your mind in a way that is, I would say, life-changing with the 8 of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a huge, huge release. Very connected to the moon, very cyclical energy. Again, you might be asking yourself, why? Why am I feeling so much pain and grief right now? It's like a wave and it comes up and it's so unexpected and it's so scary. Pisces energy, moon energy is so unexpected. It's a lot. It's the last sign of the zodiac. So there's so much heaviness, so much baggage here. And eights in the tarot are about transformation. So again, I felt it when I saw the Death card. It's not just you that's transforming, it's also the people that are involved. And there's this huge check-in that needs to be done. Where are you at right now? Mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. Okay, well, this is where I'm at. This is how this situation has been transforming in my mind, especially in the mind because of the swords, Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords. Now that we have a 360 vision of what's happened, not just, okay, black or white, this or that, good or bad, but a 360 vision of, okay, this is what happened. This is why things happen a certain way. I think that there is the potential for a real release, for forgiveness of the self and also of another person. But there's a lot. It's like, I'm gonna be fully like transparent with what I'm sensing, but Aquarius, I feel like you have this grip so tight, and it's the past that you're holding on to. Maybe because there's a past version of yourself that you miss, it could be, the way you looked 10 years ago. Maybe you miss that. Maybe you miss certain people, certain things. And it's time that you let go of the grip. It's time that you accept what is here right now, the reality of who you are, the vessel you are in, the body you are in, the relationship around you. It's like, this is a huge wake-up call, like a reality check from the universe saying, okay, this is where you are right now. You're not the only one who changed, Aquarius. All of these people also changed. And now it's time that we have a little talk. It's time that we recalibrate. We do a little check-in is the way I'm trying to. Because I'm hearing French words. I'm hearing French words right now. Un réajustement, like a readjusting something. Remettre les pendules à l'heure. Like finally getting the right time about something. Like, okay, I believed, for example, that this person hated me, that they wanted me out of their lives, but actually they changed their mind. They just don't know how to communicate that. And we cannot expect people to clearly tell us how they feel. It's like, I'm having a hard time understanding how I feel. So why would I expect other people to just be so real and so open and so honest about how they feel and what they're going through? I think that this Pisces energy here is like a mirror to you. Like, wow, I'm expecting so much from other people, but actually, I don't even know. I don't even know where I stand right now. I don't even know what's happening with them or where we are at now. This is a complicated situation, my friend. And I love exploring complicated situations. So I'm sending love if this is your story and you are conflicted. But I really believe that You are about to get some type of huge revelation about this situation, and especially about yourself, which is what matters the most here. Six of Swords, finally leaving behind something that felt so painful. And the Six of Swords is a constant reminder that the mistakes that we made in the past, they do not take any of our value away. And sometimes we truly believe that. Sometimes we feel like the way we hurt people in the past, the way we hurt ourselves, or mistakes that we made, lies, and all of those things, which we're all human. We all lie. We all have regrets. I don't care when people say, I have no regrets. I'm like, please give me a break. Please give me a break. We all have certain things that, of course, we wish we've done differently. But those things do not make us less valuable as humans. In the Six of Swords, if you remember the traditional version of this card, there's a lovely image of three people on a boat. And they are leaving with the six swords in the boat, but they do not weight down the boat. It doesn't block you in any way. It doesn't take any of your value away. Actually, your mistakes make you more valuable as a person. But are you being accountable? Are you honest with yourself? You know, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Swords, of course there's a need for honesty. It's not always easy to be honest with ourselves. It's a lot easier to point fingers and to blame everyone around us. It's just more comfortable. It's like we clear the energy by pointing fingers. We put the energy outside of ourselves when actually we need to look within. The problem is never external. It's rarely external. Of course, there are circumstances where people deal with violence and war and horrific things. I'm not talking about that here. I want to be very careful with the words I'm using because, again, I know that some people deal with very unfortunate circumstances, but the problem is rarely outside of ourselves. Almost never. When we are fighting with someone, when we are fighting with ourselves or with what's happening, usually there's something inside of us. It's like we can learn to receive, to deal, to see, expand our perspective about this situation. There's something that needs to be done differently here. I think this is a message that's coming up for you. Magician is here, and the Five of Cups. So grief with the Five of Cups is coming through. I'm not surprised. I've talked about it. I felt it. I felt like there was this massive wave coming up. And I've talked about that many times on the channel. This is something I'm very passionate about. I love to read about grief. I love to talk about it because I think it's a universal thing. And we never get rid of this feeling. You know, anger, we can find ways to process it. All the difficult feelings, we can find ways to process them. But when it comes to grief, it never goes away. We carry it differently. We grow, we become stronger, and it becomes easier to carry in a way. It gets easier to talk about, but we never get rid of it. So Five of Cups says, how can you make space for grief at your table? Because it's not going anywhere. And here with the Magician, it feels like someone is saying, when I am fully, when I cleared this energy out, when I'm done with my grieving, when I've been through all the steps of grieving, I'll have my new beginning. So again, it's like when I'm pushing outside of myself this thing, I'll be totally fine. But that's an illusion. That's not the truth. The feeling is real. You might be truly feeling that way, but it's not the truth. Your new beginning is happening regardless of, again, are you grieving or not? I think there's something here about acceptance, accepting where you are, what happened in the past, all the very complicated things and little details and the questions that we ask. And again, when we judge ourselves and we blame ourselves and we're like, if I only did this one little thing differently, everything would be so much better. And that's not the truth. It wasn't supposed to happen that way. So acceptance, and I'd say radical acceptance with the Queen of Swords, because Queen of Swords is, she's a survivor. Again, she's very radical in her energy. She's intense because she's seen it all. She's been through so much. And she doesn't deal with bullshit and illusions. She uses the sword of her intellect, her intelligence, to slice through the illusion of something. So radical acceptance here of where you are. Letting go of the victim mentality if you feel like you're holding on to that. Well, I'm a victim because I've experienced this tragedy. I've experienced this loss, and this is like, again, the feelings are valid, but you're not a victim here. You are much more in control there than you know. Queen of Swords is a beautiful confirmation of that. And the Magician here. Magician is when we are, first of all, understanding that all the tools that we need are infinitely at our disposal. We don't need anything else to start fresh. We don't need someone to say yes. We don't need this new job, this house, this partner to have this new beginning. We are the ones in control. We are the ones saying, today is the first day of the rest of my life. Today is my new beginning. I'm not waiting for the new year. I'm not waiting for my birthday. I'm not waiting to, be fully healed, which is such bullshit. We're never fully healed. We heal forever. This is the new beginning. You have control. The swords, your perspective. I can change whenever I want. I'm supposed to change. I can create this new beginning whenever I want. Because it's not science, my friend. A new beginning, a new energy, it's not science. It's us. We choose to believe that stuff. I choose to believe that synchronicities are something from my guides. And maybe people think I'm crazy. I don't care. It's my choice. Just like some people make the conscious choice of believing in certain things. In God, in angels, in the tarot, in magic. It's a choice that you make. Same for this new beginning. It's your choice, Aquarius. The universe isn't working against you, and you are not a victim. You are in control. Okay, let's pick some oracle cards. Two cards and two tarot cards. Okay. Two cards and two tarot cards for Aquarius. One. Give me one more. Aquarius. Doorway. From current challenges will emerge new opportunities with the Knight of Swords. So how are you? How are you making something real out of the possibilities of something? And think about that for a second. I think this is an important message. How are you making something real? By considering working with the possibilities of that thing. Because again, there's something about your mind. The swords are so present, so important in this reading. Don't give your power away, Aquarius. When you blame the universe, other people, circumstances, you are giving your power away. You are in control, much more than you know. And you can start with the little things. But right now, Spirit is inviting you to be hopeful, to have a little bit of hope. You know, you are the star card in the tarot, and the major cards. Aquarius is the star card. The card of hope. And radical self-love, radical acceptance to me is so connected to hope. And I might film a video about that eventually because I'm very passionate about all those things. But again, from current challenges will emerge new opportunities. Something that you see as a challenge, as a bump in the road, is actually the beginning of a road. It's actually the beginning of something. The possibility of something. You know, when we make something real from the possibilities of something, that's manifesting. That's what manifestation is. Real manifestation. And we have equilibrium. Mistakes are necessary to achieve and maintain balance. Forgive, deconstruct, and solve. This is it. You can only gauge with this equilibrium. This is connected to the Justice card. When I said your mistakes doesn't make you less valuable as a person, someone needed to hear that today. Clearly, this is my confirmation. And we have the 8 of Swords, the complete transformation of the mind. This has become one of my favorite cards in the tarot because I've lived it so many times. And I used to be so scared of this card. I used to see the image and be like, whoa, what is happening? And now I'm excited every time I see the 8 of Swords because I know that I will come out of current challenges completely transformed. And this is something we can all do. Again, it's bringing up this image of someone going through old pictures of them and another person and being like, wow, we had no idea. Maybe we miss this younger version of ourselves, but I don't miss not knowing. I don't miss the perspective I had then. I would never trade, my younger body, my past life for this perspective that I have today, what I know, how I understand and know myself, all the things that I've seen and been through. Again, it doesn't take any of our value away as human. It actually makes us more valuable. So you are older and wiser and more aligned than ever. Is definitely what I'm wanting to say here. And sometimes it's very hard to know that because again, we feel like when we make mistakes or when we repeat certain patterns, we're like taking steps back. But no, we're not. It's not the end of the road. It's the beginning of a new one, clearly. And it's one where you have so much control. And I'm excited to see how this unfolds in the next few weeks, few months. So thank you for being here, Aquarius. Take exquisite care of yourself, and I'll talk to you guys very soon.